Hello there YouTube, this is the Rogue Gem Player here, and I'm coming at you with a new deck. It's Budget Zombie Horde. I'm sorry that it's been quite some time. I've basically the holidays kicked up, wanted to get some cards for a number of decks, made some trips, that type of thing. So I'm now finally coming to bring you something new. So as it's been for the past 2 years, this is another budget deck comprised of only 3 zombie horde structure decks. You don't need anything else. I will be throwing out recommendations for things you can add towards the end or as I go through. So let's get right into it. So to start off, we're playing 3 copies of Doom King Boulder Rock. To simply put, the only real way to play the zombie horde as it is with just 3 of the structure deck is basically Boulder Rock control. So, for those of you who don't know what he does, he's a level 8 zombie with 28 2k defense and attack. When there's a field spell in play, he automatically brings himself back during the standby phase in defense mode once per turn. So by the time you start your next turn, basically, you've already summoned him twice. So the main goal is to summon multiples, and then when he's on the field, if a zombie effect is activated once per chain, okay, you can either banish a target banish one monster from field or grave, or negate the effect. So you can do all kinds of stuff with just this card. So to help get to it is 3 copies of Glow Up Bloom, and the reason being is that when this card is sent to the graveyard, you banish it and add a level 5 or higher zombie. If you have Zombie War on the field, which is the deck's field spell, you get to immediately summon it. So this is the way you can summon this card. It is a tuner, but you don't use it for its synchro aspect. So, but it is something you can try. The limitation to summon only zombies basically does nothing in this deck because you only got zombies. The other new card is Necro World Banshee. Basically, it's not like Harpy Queen where you can search the zombie world. In this situation, when it's on field, zombie world can't be destroyed or targeted by card effects. And then when this card is in the graveyard, you can banish it to activate a zombie world from your hand or deck immediately. So this is like the main goal is to get this in the graveyard so you can get to it or some other way. So that's all of the new stuff-esque in terms of monsters. We did get Shiranui Solitaire is in the decks, and you should be playing 3 of it because it gives you access to Unizombie, which is actually really good in this deck. If you open up Unizombie and either Glow Up Bloom or Banshee, you can immediately summon Balderrock because you can send the Banshee or whatever to the grave first, and then send the Glow Up Bloom after activating Zombie World. And it isn't a zombie deck without 3 copies of Mizuki. You need this card, basically. And then 3 Gozuki. In this deck, it serves a very similar purpose to Unizombie, where it's just dumping stuff. And then when it goes to grave, you can summon zombies from hand if you're already set up for it. So, and then the last 3 monsters were just a bunch of one-ups. Are 1 Zombie Master, you never need more of it. 1 copy of Goblin Zombie, and then 1 copy of Shootin' Doji. It's something mainly because you can just use Mizuki, and there's enough milling in this deck that you can kind of get around a lot of the problems. So that's all the main deck monsters. We're then playing 3 copies of Zombie World. You need this, hands down. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You basically need this card. And then we're playing 2 Power Struggle. Basically, you give your zombies an extra 1,000 attack. Or they lose 1,000, so this can be used offensively and defensively. And then 1 Zombie Necronize. You basically have to play this. It's a brain control if you have Balderrock on the board. And then 3 Book of Life, you can adjust this as you like. I like playing 3 of it because there's so much milling, so... Double Burial because Mizuki is broken in this deck. one Monster Gate and one Foolish, more dumping. So that's all the spells. You can change it however you like, to be perfectly honest. And then the only traps I play are 3 copies of Needlebug Nest and 1 Metaverse. The problem here is, while Zombie World is super important, you have lots of ways of getting to it. So playing what is effectively a slower version of all this is kind of... It has its ups and downs, but Needlebug Nest is better because you can activate the Zombie World if you mill Necro, or you can do all kinds of other fun stuff with it. And then the only extra deck monster we're playing are the 3 Red Eyes Zombie Necro Dragon. So basically, when it's on board, it gains 100 attack for each zombie on field and in grave. So when it is immediately summoned, it's gonna be 25 coming out. Okay, then you're gonna have a graveyard full of stuff, and it'll be bigger. And then when it kills something, when a zombie monster is destroyed by a battle, okay, so if you have Zombie World destroying your opponent's monster, you can summon a zombie from either player's graveyard, or to your field. So which means Zombie World basically says, I'm going to beat over something and then summon another monster in its place on my side of the field and poke for more damage. So, in terms of, like, stuff you can add, generic synchros, the Shiranui, there's a ton of things you can do with this deck, outside of just what you basically get. You can add vampires to it to make a hybrid with that. There are even competitive versions of Boulder Rock Control, which is actually really cool. So, let me know what you guys think of the video, and leave your comments about the deck down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.